The British Empire was one of the largest empires in history. It spanned the globe, leaving its mark on every continent. At its peak, the British Empire controlled a quarter of the world's landmass and governed a similar proportion of its population. Understanding its rise and fall is essential to understanding the world today. This vast empire's influence continues to shape global politics, economics, and culture. This essay will journey through the British Empire's history. We will explore its origins, its expansion, and its eventual decline. We will encounter key figures and events that shaped the empire. We will also examine the lasting impact of British rule on the world. The British Empire's story is complex and multifaceted. It is a story of exploration and conquest, of innovation and exploitation. It is a story of cultural exchange and resistance. By understanding this story, we can better understand the forces that have shaped our world. The British Empire did not emerge overnight. Its origins lie in the age of exploration, a time of great seafaring and discovery. During the 16th and 17th centuries, European powers, including England, began venturing across the oceans. They sought new trade routes, wealth, and knowledge. England's early ventures focused on establishing trading posts. The East India Company, chartered in 1600, played a pivotal role. This company established trade relationships in India, laying the foundation for future British dominance in the region. The first permanent English settlements in North America were founded in the early 17th century. Jamestown, Virginia was established in 1607, marking the beginning of British colonization in North America. These early settlements and trading posts were driven by a desire for profit. They were also motivated by a belief in English superiority. This belief would have lasting consequences as the empire grew. The 18th century witnessed a significant expansion of British power. The British Empire grew through a series of wars and strategic alliances. The 7 Years' War from 1756 to 1763, a global conflict, resulted in Britain gaining control of French territories in North America and India. Colonial expansion continued in the 19th century, with Britain gaining control of large parts of Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. The British East India Company played a pivotal role in consolidating British control over India, eventually ruling over a vast territory and population. The discovery of gold and diamonds in South Africa in the late 19th century further fueled British imperial ambitions in the region. This expansion was driven by a complex interplay of factors. Economic motives remained strong, with Britain seeking raw materials and new markets for its manufactured goods. Strategic considerations such as controlling key trade routes and maintaining naval supremacy also played a significant role. The British Empire's story is intertwined with the lives of many influential figures. These individuals, through their actions and decisions, shaped the course of the empire. Some were monarchs who provided royal patronage and set the imperial agenda. Queen Victoria, whose reign from 1837 to 1901 coincided with the peak of British power, embodied the empire's reach and influence. Military leaders like Lord Nelson and the Duke of Wellington secured crucial victories, ensuring British dominance on land and sea. Administrators and viceroys, such as Lord Curzon in India, managed the complexities of governing vast and diverse populations. Entrepreneurs and explorers like Cecil Rhodes played a controversial role, driven by a combination of economic ambition and a belief in British imperial destiny. Section 5. A global footprint. The empire's impact on the world. The British Empire's impact on the world was profound and far-reaching. It left a lasting legacy on the political, economic, and cultural landscape of many nations. The British Empire's legal and administrative systems formed the basis for governance in many former colonies. English common law, parliamentary democracy, and the English language itself were disseminated throughout the empire. The empire facilitated the exchange of ideas, technologies, and goods on a global scale. The Industrial Revolution, which originated in Britain, spread to its colonies, transforming societies and economies. The British Empire also played a role in the abolition of slavery. However, this achievement was often overshadowed by the exploitation and oppression that characterized much of British colonialism. The British Empire, despite its apparent might, was not invincible. By the early 20th century, cracks began to appear in the edifice of British power. The costs of maintaining such a vast empire, both financially and militarily, were becoming increasingly burdensome. The First World War from 1914 to 1918 significantly weakened Britain, both economically and politically. The rise of nationalist movements within the colonies posed a direct challenge to British rule. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi in India and Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana emerged, demanding independence and self-determination for their people. The Second World War from 1939 to 1945 further eroded Britain's global standing. Although Britain and its allies were victorious, the war left the country exhausted and financially drained. The empire, once a symbol of British power, was now seen by many as a relic of a bygone era. The post-war period witnessed a wave of decolonization movements across the globe. The British Empire, facing mounting pressure both internally and externally, began to grant independence to its colonies. India, the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, gained independence in 1947. This event marked a turning point in the history of the British Empire. Many African colonies followed suit in the 1950s and 1960s as nationalist movements gained momentum. The process of decolonization was not always smooth. It was often accompanied by violence, instability, and lasting tensions. The Suez Crisis of 1956, in which Britain, France, and Israel attempted to seize control of the Suez Canal from Egypt, demonstrated the limits of British power in the post-war world. The British Empire may be a thing of the past, but its legacies continue to shape the world today. The political, economic, and cultural systems established during the colonial era continue to influence many former colonies. The English language, legal frameworks, and educational systems introduced during British rule remain prevalent in many parts of the world. The Commonwealth of Nations, a voluntary association of 54 independent and sovereign states, most of which were former British colonies, reflects the enduring ties forged during the imperial era. The British Empire's legacy is complex and contested. While some argue that British rule brought progress and modernization, others point to the exploitation, oppression, and cultural destruction that accompanied colonialism. Debates about reparations, restitution of cultural artifacts, and the ongoing impact of colonialism continue to be relevant in the 21st century. The British Empire's rise and fall is a story of immense historical significance. It is a story of exploration, conquest, and the complex interplay of economic, political, and cultural forces. The empire left an indelible mark on the world, shaping political systems, economies, and cultures. Understanding its legacy is crucial for understanding the complexities of the modern world. The British Empire's story serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of human history. It highlights the enduring impact of colonialism and the importance of engaging with its legacies in a nuanced and critical manner. As we grapple with the challenges of globalization and intercultural understanding, the lessons of the British Empire remain striking.